Hi everybody.
Hello.
We are going to analyze Hudson Place. This is the last launch before the school holiday break, and the next one will be in July, and that is
Lentor
Gardens. Okay, that's a bit delay lah, which is
Maybe they don't want to clash with so
with the
many
other launches lah.
launches.
Pretty smart by developer. Okay,
Yes.
so this preview for Hudson Place is on 1st May. So developer is Qingjian and 4C, same developer as Bloomsbury,
Yes.
as well as the recent plot that they bidded, the one that
Dover
is
Drive.
the highest right now in RCR.
1,500 plus PSF.
So they actually, all these three projects are the same developer.
Correct.
Okay.
Within the same region, one north.
Correct. And this project, it's residential. There are commercial spaces at level 1. As mentioned, this is in Media Circle 1 North, a part of Queenstown Planning, 99-year, and there's a total of 327 units. So for this project, there are 2 blocks, one at 15-story and the other 23. Unit types are 2 to 4 bedrooms and 5 penthouses. For car park, there are 134 car park lots. Comparing to our recent project that has 50, this is on one of the lowest
40%.
provision. So this is a bit of a concern. If owners for the big unit type, the 3, 4 and 5,
Yes.
they have cars, 1 car or 2, could be an issue here.
Yeah, but the smaller unit will be mostly for tenants.
Yeah, because this area, it's
a lot of stronger rental demand for this area.
It's correct. This area has majority are tenants.
Yes.
Occupation. So usually they don't buy a car. And the estimated TOP is 30th September 2029.
This is the Media Circle site. This is where Hudson is. Just beside it is Bloomsbury. These two are the same developer, Qingjian and 4C. Okay.
They look like brother and sister side by side. The photo they put together looks like one
So this
condo
is how
on its own.
they will look like. Okay. That's the perspective of the developer. Hudson, right, is parcel A, Media Circle parcel A. And for Media Circle parcel B, actually there's one parcel B just beside. So this Media Circle parcel B, tender has closed with no bidders. Yeah, so maybe the developers are concerned about oversupply over here.
But there's a need for it. Later we'll share a bit more because government wants to achieve 120,000 jobs here.
Okay.
So right now, if we went to count all the units, number of units that are there, it's not enough to serve this 120,000.
Okay.
So that's why in the master plan, there's a need to have a lot more residential here.
So maybe they will open for tender again.
Definitely.
Okay.
And there's another service apartment site here as well. Service apartment usually is for short term, 7 days, 14 days. But it's a long stay service apartment, so it can be like a 1 month or a 3 months thing.
And the rental is definitely higher.
Usually higher.
Yes.
So it's like, hotel is really the highest, then come service apartment, then the cheapest would be residential rental. So service apartment help to maintain the rental rate. So this is where Hudson Place is. This is Blooms. So if you see here, all these pink land are all not pure residential. They are residential plus amenities at level 1. So we do expect things like the supermarket, cafe, shops, all within reach. Because this area does need that.
Yeah, currently there's not many amenities over there.
Not anymore. But you can see everything are subject to detailed planning. So there is a lot of focus in this area right now by government. Previously, these were all blue plots, meaning it's all meant for business. But because the whole new direction by government is to work, live and play. So this is what they want to do right now. So there is a plan for like parks, there's plan for shops and all that here.
Okay, let's zoom in into the location. This is where Hudson will be. The closest to MRT will be Commonwealth and One North MRT, about 1 km plus away.
There will be shuttle bus provided by developer.
Yeah,
but I know there's a concern. One of the main concerns for this is MRT. Not near MRT, which we're going to we dive deep into it
later on. Yes. As you see, we are actually very near to Holland Village, and then further down will be the Science Park and Kent Park over here. This is where Normanton Park is.
NUS is also nearby, which usually a lot of foreign students will come in.
So rental demand will also come from there.
Other than that, we are just one stop to Kent Mall, the new mall there, and also 2 stops to Holland V, also another mall there. And this circle line brings you all the way down to Vivos as well. So you do have a lot of access to a lot of malls nearby. So a bit more about One North. So this is where Hudson Place is in Media Police. There are also other areas like Fusion Police, Biopolice, focusing on other areas like biomedical, digital and all. And right now, the focus for development is in Media Police, where there's Bloomsbury, Hudson Place. Okay, there is the latest plot is at Dover. That's the one very near to One North MRT, and also near Fairfield.
The school.
So of course, whenever a project is near school and near MRT, it comes with a premium. It's usually that's the case. Okay, and right now, as mentioned, there are 20,000 jobs, but the private homes in this area is only 5,000. There is really a huge
Not enough
shortfall.
to cater for the number of jobs.
Correct. So the tenant has to move further out of this area, which most tenants that don't drive, they find it a bit far because they need to move further out and further out. Okay. So there's a huge need to build more homes here to cater to the demand in the area. Okay. And on top of this 5,000, Dover Medway will have another 6,000 private/public homes. So that will help cater to the demand in the area. As we know right now, this area has a lot of big companies there. Grab is there, Shopee, Dyson, Canon. There's going to be about over 700 enterprise right here. So that's why there's so much job there. So if you combine all the condos, all the way from Heritage View or Dover Parkway, TOP in 1997, all the way to the recent, I think it's One North Eden, 2024, including Blooms and Hudson, right? We only have a total of 5,547. So taking an example, I say we have 6 people in one unit. That's only about 34,000 out of this 120,000. So about 90,000 people are still, they need to shift, they need to stay away from this area, a bit further out. That's why we say one of the key thing in this area is rental.
So briefly, we touch on the site plan. So 2 blocks. This one will be the 23-story. This is the 15-story. Okay, so for these blocks, there will be total of 10 units. 10 units, 10 units here. And then over here is 8 units per
because
level.
the two 4-bed plus flexi has their own private lift.
Okay, so this side will be facing the black and white houses.
Yeah, the old colonial house that was, I think, back in the British colonial houses.
Yep.
So the north facing is the black and white houses. So very nice unblocked view.
Okay, so there will be full facilities, tennis court, 50 meters lap pool. And of course, there will be like smaller pools, some function gym, etc.
All the full facilities are all there. I think even a table tennis as well, I saw.
And the unit mix, we can see that, right, the majority will be the 2-bedders, 56%, more than half. So definitely going to cater for more tenant. Okay, and then the 3-bedder is 21%, and 4-bedder also about 20%. And then there will be 5 penthouses. Total, there will be 327 units. Similar to Bloomsbury.
Similar. So right now, for each of the unit type, the biggest layout is at the show flat. The 2+ study, 3+ study, and the 4-bedroom plus flexi.
Yeah, so one thing we can see, right, there are no 1-bedder, and also do not have 2-bed plus 2-bed 1 bath. The smallest size is 2-bed 2 bath. So buyers will be concerned about this factor that this project is not near the MRT. How do projects that are not near the MRT, how do they perform? Okay. Over here shows 3 projects: Twin View, Riverfront in Hougang, Treasure at Tampines. All these 3 projects, they are not near the MRT. Okay, although they are not near the MRT, all the projects all make profits.
Yeah.
Yes, with 0 loss, except for Treasure at Tampines, there's 1 loss. But this 1 loss, right, the holding period is only 11 months. Actually, all of them make very healthy profits.
Usually, projects like these are not near MRT, always don't sell out so fast. Because people who own stay and investor always will go to projects that are near MRT or amenities.
So-called more popular projects.
But sometimes they end up paying a premium difference.
Yeah, because usually nearer to the MRT amenities, it will be priced
differently.
Slightly higher.
Same for the land bid price.
Yeah.
Like you see the recent Dover land bid and versus this land bid. There will always be a difference.
Yes, because Dover Drive is that land is very near to One North MRT. So whereas for Hudson is further down, it's about 1 km to the MRT. So usually for land plots that are not so near to the MRT, developer will also price it
lower. So
lower.
That's the only way to attract buyers. Imagine they also buy this land at 1,005. They can't sell one.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But now we're talking about a 500 PSF difference between these 2 projects.
So that's why the entry point is very important. If you enter low, there are potential that the price can go up.
All these 3 projects are the same developer. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think definitely the same developer, they won't sabotage their own project.
They won't sabotage and make the other project don't perform well.
Yes, so they will.
It's not good for their reputation.
Yeah, I think they will price it similar at least.
Right,
I think they will have price it higher, I feel.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so we zoom in a little bit to Riverfront. So this project actually, it's a big project and it didn't perform very well during launch because, as mentioned, there were a lot of launches at the same time and this is not near MRT. So this is Hougang MRT and this is Riverfront. You need to actually take a bus to the station.
Can walk about 25 minutes walk.
Yeah, so you can walk.
And it's no shelter, you need to walk under the sun.
Terrible for the current weather right now. I walk 5 minutes, I also perspiring and mad. So this is Riverfront. So you can see these are the 2 bedrooms, not near MRT. Okay, you see their profitability in this area is actually really very strong. And one reason why, because you see right here, purchase PSF during that period is 1,003. Okay, a few months after the launch, right, was Sengkang Grand. That is mixed development.
Yes, integrated to the MRT. Buangkok MRT.
So that one MRT is downstairs, hawker center, supermarket, all there. But they are selling at about 1,006 PSF. So there's about 300 PSF difference. So of course, majority will go there. So but this, if you see the launch date, 5th July, the group that came in and purchased at 1,003 made a very, very good profit. Okay. Let's see the bigger unit, the 3-bedroom and the 4-bedroom. The 3-bedroom also made about 400, 600 profit. If you see the 4-bedroom here, you see how much they profited. And the reason is because their entry price.
Yes.
So let me show you Sengkang Grand. 2019, their purchase PSF is at 1,006, 1,007. And for the 3-bedder profit is at about 500, 400. The 4-bedder here only 265. Wow, riverfront profit is close to 1 million. So the purchase price is very different. And we wanted to focus on this because buyers who bought riverfront, right, at 1,003, 1,002, right, all they need to do after the TOP is to sell at 1,005, 1,006. Because there are already people that are willing to pay 1,005, 1,006 PSF. And they are very, very safe. These buyers are very, very safe because they are buffered by another project that already bought a higher price.
Yes.
So that's why projects not near MRT are actually an opportunity for investors.
Yeah, because much safer.
Much safer
entry.
at lower entry. So now we bring an example because right now Hudson, we put it as it's further away from MRT. Okay, the TOP is in 2029, and one example in the same area is One North Residences, near to MRT. TOP 2009, 20 years gap. So the question here is, does this project Hudson Place further from MRT? Does it have a bad rental yield? Does it also affect the price growth versus a project that is near MRT?
Okay, in order to predict what will happen when Hudson Place TOP, right? Let's look at 2 examples. Okay, first we'll make a comparison on the rental. Okay, one of the project, Principal Garden, TOP in 2019. This is further away from the MRT.
Similar as Hudson.
Yeah, and then for Tanglin Regency, right, TOP 1998 is 21 years apart. Okay, this one is near to the MRT. Even nearer to the MRT, but it's older. Okay, so let's see, right, their rental average for 2-bedroom is about 4,000. 3-bedroom is about 5,400. Whereas during the same period of time, which is now, actually this one we generated recently. Okay, so the rental for Principal Garden is close to 4,008, and then for the 2-bedroom, and for the 3-bedroom is average is 6,008, and there is the highest is 7,800 rental for a 3-bedroom. So we can see that there is a difference in the rental.
Days.
Even though it is further away from the MRT, being newer, being much newer, actually do attract tenants, right?
Although I do agree.
Yeah, although it's further away, not so convenient.
But they are willing to pay a bit more.
Yes.
I've served a tenant before, helping him and his wife to find a place. So we brought him to places near MRT because they both work at Sengkang Hospital.
Okay.
So they wanted to be near Sengkang. So we went to view the few condos that are nearby.
There are some older ones.
The older one,
right?
because the rental is a bit more affordable. So after that, we went a bit further out. We went to Riverfront. We went to Florence, not near MRT. But in the end, in the beginning when we first met, I only want near MRT because I don't want to take public transport. But after that, when we went to view the 2 newer projects, that was back in, I think 2 years ago. I went to view Riverfront and Florence. They fell in love with the place. They wanted to live there for long.
Right,
it's brand new. Facilities are new. There's a very nice basketball court. You can even play pickleball court at the riverfront. So they like this whole new lifestyle. They rather pay the premium to live in a newer place. That's why we were trying to say that the tenants sometimes also, when they pay for something, they're going to stay there for at least
2 years?
2 years, 3 years. They want to stay somewhere they like.
Yes. So I also have tenants who they will be on the constant move. That means they will always like to go to newly TOP project. So this one, they stay here for maybe 2-3 years. Then after that, when the time is up, right, then they will, I will find newly TOP project again.
Sounds like staycation.
Yeah, so because they are tenant, they are willing to move around. And they want the newest, to be the so-called the first to stay in that unit.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually quite true. Right now I'm planning a trip to with my family, right? Then looking for Airbnb.
You want the new?
I want the newer Airbnb.
Yes, like not so many people stay in before.
Me and my wife are willing to pay a bit more for the newer Airbnb.
Yes.
So something similar, they're willing to pay a bit more.
That's the mentality of a tenant.
Correct.
Yeah.
So these two are very similar. Hudson One north, they're 20 years gap, and these two are 21 years gap. But we can see from the rental here, even when a project is further away from the MRT and it's newer, they still perform better.
Yeah. So don't have to worry so much about the rental performance.
No. Important is still entry price.
Yes.
And we are safe.
Okay, so at the same time, we compare the price growth. So of course, for investors, for buyers, capital appreciation is very important.
Of course, I don't buy something that
will have no
potential
to grow, right? So we compare the two same projects, right? Principal Garden and Tanglin Regency. Okay, so we can see that for the older one, right, although they are nearer to the MRT, same period of time, let's say from 2015 October, okay, the PSF although is lower. Yes, you can enter at a much lower PSF, okay, but the growth is not as significant.
The older project will have a slower
Yes,
growth.
it will have a much slower growth. So on the average, it's a 38% growth. Okay, whereas compared to Principal Garden, right, although the starting PSF is 1,600 on the average, within the same period of time, right now, the price PSF has reached 2,699. Yes, and this is a 60% growth. So almost double, a bit less than double. Yeah.
The reason for an older project that doesn't grow significantly, right, is because a lot of first owners are still there.
True.
A lot.
Yeah.
Maybe half are still there. Then they bought it at 1,002 PSF. Or maybe even lower.
Even lower, yes.
Below 1,000, yeah.
Yes.
When they first bought it in 1998.
Yes. They will be okay.
They can even sell it at 1,003, 1,004 just to downgrade for retirement.
Correct.
At the point of time, the priority is to exit quickly and to cash out. So this put resale buyer at risk.
Yes, because like second time owner, you already paid higher, right? So you will, when you want to exit, you will not want to go lower than what you pay for.
You don't know. If I bought it at 1,700, I want to sell at 2,000. But the first owner can sell it at 1,500. We do advise client to weigh your pros and cons.
Correct.
Understand that certain projects at a lower price point, you can buy a bigger unit type. But you are at a very risky investment if you were to enter at this point of time.
Because the owners, right, they all enter at different point. Whereas for new launch projects, right, like Principal Garden, at that point of time, they just launched. So all the owners, right, they enter at the same time, enter at similar PSF. So when they want to sell, all of them, they will
sell
want
above
to sell
1,600.
above this one. Why? The chances of the price to grow is much higher and much faster. Okay, and then we can take a look, right, for the older development, right, their difference in the PSF, right, is about 30% price difference. Definitely for the newer ones versus the old one, there is a price difference.
Definitely, cannot be the same price.
For these two projects, the difference is 30%. And with this 30% price difference, right, Principal Garden is able to make a good price growth. So what about One North Residence and Hudson Place? So they have the same kind of attributes. So if let's say the price difference is going to be 30%
or less,
you know, do you think it will be safe?
We don't have the price yet.
Yes, we don't have the price yet. So
but it's a good gauge.
Yes. So when I calculate 30%, it will be about 2,004, 2,005 PSF lah.
That's what we heard lah. This is going to be the launch price as well.
Yeah. So if it's really this launch price, right, then it's quite safe to enter. Yeah, it's not something that
you're entering
price too high.
Because you see using data back in 2015, there's already a price difference of 30%. But right now today, one project has 60% growth and the other project is only 38%. And the current PSF for both is almost 57% difference. Another thing to look out for is the balance stock in the area.
Yeah, because Bloomsbury is just beside Hudson.
If we see Bloomsbury, right, the current stock, actually the smaller units are all mostly sold. Only the bigger unit type, 4 bedders, the four bed
bigger unit
and the penthouse are not moving.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for this. Because 4 bedder or even the 3 bedder are mostly family stay.
For own stay.
And most of the time, the buyers need to sell their current place first, cash out, then they buy.
Yeah, so they have a tight timeline.
Correct.
They need to sell, then they need to move into the new place.
Correct.
They don't want to rent.
Correct. Because if I were to buy it the moment it launched, right, I need to either move to a family place for 3 years, 4 years, or rent for 3 years, 4 years. So usually the bigger unit type, right, for projects that are nearing the TOP, we have buyers that suddenly they want to see projects that go to TOP.
Correct.
Because the timeline now is shorter.
Yeah, they can move in soon.
They can either move in immediately if the project is completed, or maybe just a few months rental, or with family. 2 example is Tembusu Grand. Tembusu Grand TOP just a few months ago.
Yeah.
But the past 6 to 8 months, you see here the sale. These are all new sale. What are moving are the 1 bedder, 5 bedder. They are all the balance stock. Majority are 5 bedders, because it's ready.
Yeah.
I can sell and move in immediately, and they are willing to pay the premium. Although there's a slight increment in the price, but it doesn't make sense for me to pay for rental.
Correct.
And Grand Diamond going to TOP soon. recently, the 3, 4, 5 bedders, all the bigger unit types are all starting to move as well. Also because people are selling and buying immediately. We do expect the same thing for Bloomsbury because let's say every buyer have their own different needs. Like today, I want to move into the area. Will I go for Bloomsbury or Hudson Place? I will of course go for Bloomsbury. Even though maybe Hudson is launching 50k more, the 4 bedder for example. I'd rather buy Bloomsbury and move in soon.
Yeah.
Because the TOP is very near. But if you're investors for the 4 bedder, I will not go to Blooms.
Yeah, you can go to Hudson.
I'll go to Hudson because first thing is progressive payment. Secondly, if I were to buy Blooms and there are a lot of people trying to rent out, then I have a long vacant period, I will suffer because I'm paying for a very heavy mortgage every month during the vacant period. So it really depends on every buyer, your needs, your wants.
Yes.
So let's say there are these 10 units that are available, right? Will an investor today buy Hudson or buy Blooms? I can immediately rent it out and have a very strong rental yield.
It really depends on individual what you are really looking for.
So it really depends whether your funds, whether you are ready to purchase something immediately and start earning rental yield immediately. Okay? So this is the location of Dover Drive GLS. This is the one that we mentioned is nearer to MRT and it's next to the school and it's at about 1,005 PSF, which is about 500 difference from Hudson.
50%.
50%
Yeah,
difference.
50% difference.
Okay. Looking at the overall land bid, right? Hudson Place right in the RCR is actually one of the lowest right now. And Dover Drive is at one of the highest right now. But one thing to remember is that they're the same developer.
Same developer, yes.
So looking at this, of course, I would definitely say it's a very good entry.
Yeah, for
because
now.
the rest will need to launch close to 3,000 PSF already. So Hudson Place and Blooms are actually very good entry right now.
Yeah.
But because Dover is also the same developer, they cannot sabotage this project.
Yeah.
So we feel there are still projects at Dover that potentially could be cheaper also. So they're same developer, these three. Because this land is at 1,005, and the break even is about 2006, 2007. Okay. Potentially, we feel that some units could launch at that price. Because I cannot Hudson launch at 2.5, this one launch at 2.1. Then who's going to buy Dover? No one's going to buy. So we feel because they're the same developer, right? They have a full control of the area,
Yeah.
better price control. So they could potentially launch some at 2.6, 2.7. This one maybe at some at 2.6, 2.7. So some units at Dover could be very attractive.
Not every time when the land is bought high, the developer will price it high. Or when the land is bought low, that developer will definitely launch it low. We can look at Affinity and Jadescape. So they launched at about the same period of time, 2018 and 19. Their land price, right, at that time, of course, is much more attractive. So for Affinity, right, the land price is 835 and they launch at 1,004 plus on average PSF. Whereas for Jadescape, right, the land price was a bit lower, was lower by 100 PSF and they launch much higher. Yes, so it's like the opposite, these two.
So a lower land bid might not be lower
Yes,
launch
yes.
price too.
So I think
or
there are
even a
many,
higher land bid also cannot be.
Yeah, there are many considerations that the developer will have, like the
Correct.
location, whether, if you are like for Jadescape, there's not many competition over there.
Oh yes,
Yes.
No other supply.
Yes,
So Jadescape was the only
supply
one
over
there.
there is very low. So maybe that's why developer feel that
Confident.
they are confident that they can price it higher. It will still be like have good response. So that's why they launch it much higher. Whereas for Affinity, it might be because of the location as well. It's a bit
Not near MRT.
Not near MRT also. So they also price it cautiously.
Attractively.
Yeah, attractively lah. So where do you think is the sweet spot for Hudson Place? To identify the sweet spot, right? We will need to identify the unique selling point. Okay.
Not no Riverview this one.
No river view, no sea view.
No.
No sea fronting already. Okay, so for this one, right, we feel that it's the high rental yield.
Yes.
One North Eden, right? One North Eden actually TOP recently, 2024, about 2 years back, right? Consider one of the newest in One North area. Let's have a look at the PSF, right? We can see that the smaller bedroom size, right? Their PSF is much higher compared to the bigger unit types. Like for the 4-bedder, the PSF on average is about
Much
2001
lower.
to 2003. Whereas for the smaller units, right, their PSF is like already 2004 plus. Okay, whereas for Bloomsbury, right, developer has priced it in such a way that the bigger unit types, right, the PSF is higher.
This is the recent trend.
Yes, recent trend that the bigger unit type will have
A higher
higher
PSF.
PSF. Bear in mind that this developer, same as Hudson. Okay, so if Hudson Place, right, is going to be priced similar, that means the loading will be on the bigger unit type, right? We can say that, right, the sweet spot, right, is to buy the smaller unit type and just buy the cheapest.
Yeah,
Because
any facing also is okay.
yeah, doesn't really
Tenant
matter.
don't really
Yeah,
care.
because this one is going to be for investment.
Correct.
Right? So for investment, just get the cheapest unit.
Correct.
The smaller 2-bedder is good. Yes.
Because usually for rental yield, the smaller the unit type, the higher the rental yield.
Yes,
most of the time.
correct. Because the PSF is lower. You pay a smaller amount for the unit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So if Hudson is going to be the same as Bloomsbury, right, definitely go for the smaller unit type. And no matter what the facing is, right, we believe it's still going to be a very high rental yield.
Correct.
So layout analysis. So we are starting from 2 bed, 2 bath. Actually, the rooms are pretty big. It's close to 9 square meter. Most of the time, it's about 8 square meter. So actually, this common room is quite big, and they do have an enclosable kitchen here. This is actually quite good for 2 bed, 2 bath to have a proper kitchen and a proper dining space. Quite a good layout overall. And these are the location of the 2 bed, 2 bath. And for the 2 plus study, they have 2 different layouts. They are both the same size, just that the study location, one it's over here, provide a little bit of flexibility. So if a study corner here, or you build like a small storeroom, also okay. Okay. And the other study is over here, which actually you can enclose the entire area and make it like a huge walk-in wardrobe study, a very private space. 2 different layout caters to very different kind of profile. Some might prefer this, but some would like this as well. And the location for this layout is only at this stack with the pool and the colonial facing. And this one has 3 stacks. 3 deluxe, only 1 layout, one stack. Quite basic. It's just a kitchen without the WC and yard. But there is a small study alcove here. And similarly, the room size are all 8.9 and quite a big master bedroom as well, 11.8. And for the 3-bed premium, the only difference is the home shelter, great for storage and comes with a WC. So these 2 layout, the only difference is just the entryway. Okay, moving on. 3 plus study, there's only 1 stack here. This one, the study is over here and actually comes with a window here. And more or less the room are all the same. It comes with a dry kitchen here as well. Go for your coffee counter and all. And next one, the last is the 4-bedder and the 4-bed plus flexi. So the 4-bedder, this 4-bedder, it's quite similar to the 3-bedder. It's just that there's an extra room right here, also with window. And both enjoy the same facing, the pool. The other stack is just a mirror image of this. The last layer is the 4-bedroom suite plus flexi. The flexi space is over here in the living room. So one point to note is all the layout, the walls are all hackable. So if you want, you can still hack this wall away or even hack this wall away and have a really, really big living hosting area.
If you do not need so many rooms.
So all this layout provide a lot of flexibility. And for this particular layout, there is a private lift lobby as well.
Okay, so lastly, for the pricing, right, we do not have any detail yet from the developer. So, but we estimate that it to be on average about 2,005 PSF. Okay, so if it's this 2,005, the 2-bedroom will be about 1.6 million. 3-bedroom will be starting about 2.2. Then 4-bedroom 2.8 million, and the bigger 4-bedroom suite will be 3.7 million.
This is really an estimate because as we mentioned, the next plot is also same developer. So they have a full control of the price right now.
Correct.
They are not competing with another developer. So they could potentially launch a few units at a lower PSF. And even at the other plot, few units that are lower, some unit type is higher. So they have full control. So during the launch, we need to see the price and spot where is the opportunity in these 2 projects.
So that's all from us today about Hudson Place.
Feel free to scan our QR code, reach out to us if you want to view the show flat. And that's all from us. Thank you. See you in the next one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.